So there's one question I'm getting a lot these days, whether I'm in a meeting with potential client, current client, at a networking event, and it seems to be top of mind for folks like yourself, business owners. So what is that question? How's the market? And it is coming from me at all directions because at time of year, it's time to think about selling your company. And what's the first thing you want to know? Is how the market. On today's episode of Ins and Outs of Selling a Business, this week's big hurdle, because I'm getting that question all week since the beginning of the year, I thought we'd talk a little bit about the market, how we sense it, where we think it's going, and how it's an opportune time for you as a business owner. Maybe now's the time to sell your company. So we've had this conversation since we began this podcast several years ago, but there's a little difference right now, I think, is that not only is the amount of money on the sideline continue to increase, it's also the fact that we're seeing not only private equity funds call us looking for deal flow. They are looking to deploy money, looking to put it to work. But we're now getting calls from, strategic buyers, some of your competitors, some people in your field, is that they are also sitting on tons of cash, looking to put it to work. The overall market from an M&A perspective has been essentially flat over the last several years since COVID. And every time we think it's going to start, something comes up, right? We've had interest rate, inflation, elections, supply chain issues, tariffs. All that has literally been, 5 years now? And owners are ready. It's time, right? Time is never your friend. It's time. It's 5 years when you really wanted to sell pre-COVID. Now it's 5 years later. You may be 60 years old. You may be 65 years old. You may be 70 years old. But things are signaling that this is a good year. This year is going to be a good year to sell. And not only is it because there's so much cash looking to buy companies, it's also because, the visibility of where things are going to this year seem to be positive. There's new tax policies, anticipation of lower interest rates, and some of the noise over the last couple of years is kind of, I wouldn't say faded into the background, but certainly is not a height concern. For example, tariffs were predominant in people's minds a year ago or close to a year ago. And so the buyers pulled back, the sellers pulled back, because if you don't have good visibility in the marketplace, it affects what? It affects your value of your business. Uncertainty is not a good thing. That's kind of on people's radar, but it's not something that's going to derail them from deploying money, put it to work. So how's the market? I'm anticipating, Osage is anticipating, that we're looking for a strong market this year. Now, again, as I said last year and the year before, unless there's some geopolitical eruption that causes instability in the marketplace, all signs are go. So if you're thinking about selling your business, this could be the year for you. All signs indicate that it's going to be very competitive, a lot of money on the table looking to buy your company. And if you put your company in market through a process, sales process like Osage runs, that you bring multiple buyers to the table at the same time, that allows you to choose the best buyer, you're going to maximize value. And that's the most important thing for you, is to maximize value, not only in the price, but also in the kind of buyer, right? Legacy, culture, your employees, price, all that falls in. You're going to have multiple parties looking at you. I mean, our phones are literally ringing off the hook right now. If I took every phone call from a prospective private equity firm or strategic buyer looking to buy, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be on the phone talking to them. And our team is taking many, many phone calls. So the money's out there. People need to put that money to work. Signs are that we're in a good M&A environment. And if you're thinking about it, now would be an optimal time to take your company to market, because you're going to be able to maximize value on your terms, which is the most important thing. I'm kdee, President of Osage Advisors. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, just feel free to, reach out to me personally at kdee at osageadvisors.com. Learn more about our company. You can visit our website at osageadvisors.com. Appreciate you being with us. And if you're making that decision to sell this year, love to have a conversation. Thank you.